In a weekend where we saw amazing matches, exciting matches, where Manchester United, dropped points against Crystal Palace. Welcome to Sportyfied. My name is Malik Musema, and of course, I'm not alone. I've got the usual suspects with me. I've got Avero and Radio Fox. Guys, how are you feeling?
We are doing good. I think I'm doing good. Let me speak for myself. I don't know if
Chelsea
Avero is not doing nice. He's still just got points.
Why are you excited about Chelsea's performances?
If I focus on Chelsea, I'll be sad.
Okay, exactly. Let's move on.
I've moved past that.
Alright, guys. So it seems like we have exciting matches back to back in the Premier League, and this weekend is not going to be left out. We're going to see what some people would call the title decider, in quotes, Manchester United takes on Arsenal, or Arsenal takes on Manchester United rather. And it feels like whoever wins this game will go on to decide the city that the title is going to go. Because Arsenal at this point are about 11 points ahead of Manchester United. And up until that game against Crystal Palace,
11 points?
Yeah, 11 points. Up until that game against, Arsenal have a game in hand. But up until that point against Crystal Palace, it feels like if Manchester United had won that game and won against Arsenal, there would be a title charge for Manchester United. But they've dropped points against Crystal Palace, and it feels like this game there's all or nothing on this game. There's everything in this game rather for Manchester United right now. What do you guys make of this particular fixture?
Actually, just look at Manchester United. From nothing now, we are probably included in the title contenders list. That's something I've always dreamed of. So congratulations to me. This Sunday I'm gonna be playing Arsenal here, and I'm gonna give it my all. Casemiro or no Casemiro, I beat them without Casemiro in the first leg. So I feel like it's gonna be a very aggressive and ruthless football. It's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be dangerous. So must win for Manchester United. Must win, and I'm very sure we'll win the game. Very, very sure.
How about you, Jim?
No, I think the game in recent time it has always been a one-sided affair. Even if one side plays better, Manchester United usually go on to take the day at the end of the day. With or without Casemiro, I'm unfortunately tilting the Manchester United way of thinking Manchester would nip it here, but this doesn't mean they are taking the title or making Arsenal's legs shake on the title. I still at this point, I'm sorry to say, I just need to confess and say I think Arsenal are going away and running away with the title.
They are running away.
They are running away.
Do you know their next 4 games?
They are
going to play Liverpool. They are going to play West Ham.
They would beat.
They are going to play Chelsea.
They will beat Liverpool. They will beat West Ham. They will beat West Ham.
Let's talk about
Arsenal. The Arsenal team is very good. I'm actually not even going to lie. The team is very, very strong. The team spirit, the chemistry, the energy these guys are using to play. But their next 4 games, I feel like they will drop points. Not point, they'll drop points.
Okay, let me remind you of a certain time last season where Arsenal won against the big teams, 3 straight big teams, and lost against the small ones. Southampton, Newcastle, small teams. They lost against all these 3 small teams. From record, to me, I think Arsenal has always had decent outing against big teams, aside Manchester United.
Yeah,
they've always had decent outings. And they found it difficult. They always find it difficult putting that one step ahead of the small team. They press all through the game and eventually don't get the goal or get beaten with one counter attack. But this season, I think the only thing that might be their greatest undoing is not buying a replacement for Thomas Partey. If Partey stays fit all season, all through, I think they are winning the title. It shouldn't be an argument. They'll win the title.
What's actually going to pay me is Manchester City winning the title. I'm very sure Arsenal cannot win the title. I would actually prefer Arsenal to win the title over Manchester City, but what choice do I have? If Arsenal does not win the title, probably Manchester City or Manchester United. But let's see, but I don't see Arsenal winning the title. I don't see them winning the title.
And in terms of Manchester United, I'm sorry to say, we get carried away when teams just join victories together.
Which one is join
victories together?
I won like
make my point.
9 straight games.
They go on.
I joined victories.
Arsenal won about 11 straight games last season, we saw where they ended up eventually. When their woes came, when the sorrows came, they lost back to back to back. And if Manchester United, if the bad time comes, when they have bad games, will they be able to grind out victory? Those are the questions you need to ask. Will they be able to grind out victory? A bad game came yesterday. You needed to win the game ugly yesterday. Manchester United could not win that game ugly. Yesterday's game was a typical game of just grinding the victory and escaping with the victory.
Palace equalized by luck.
It wasn't luck. It wasn't luck.
It was by luck now.
It wasn't luck.
This is like a 50-50.
No, it wasn't luck.
Like
it was a
50-50 now.
spectacular goal.
It was like a 50-50 team. It could have touched the well. It could have gone over the bar. It was like a 50-50
It crossed the goal line.
It was like a 50-50
It crossed the goal line.
We already won the game now. Everybody, the goal shocked everyone now. Just look at the distance. Over 25 yards.
It will shock you when you refuse to do what you were meant to do for 90 minutes.
We actually played them like
if Manchester United were already 2 goals up, there would be no shocker yesterday.
But we actually really don't even need to be 2 goals up to win the game. Can't we win 1-0? You defeated Crystal Palace during the weekend. Was it not 1-0?
Winning it ugly.
Was not 1-0.
That's why I said that you need to win some games ugly. You need to grind out some results.
I just feel like
results.
I feel like that
very
game,
important.
We also saw a penalty safe, but I feel like that game we were just unlucky. Just look at the free kick that Olise scored.
It's a spectacular one.
That was like a miracle. Who scores from that kind of distance with left foot?
He's a left-footed guy now. So
okay.
anyone, people, if you are good enough, you are good. When you are good, you are good.
Shock everyone.
Let's stick with the Manchester Arsenal game. I think going into this game for Manchester United, they were on a run of 9 consecutive wins, and it has not happened in a while until they drew against Crystal Palace. So it's safe to say that they have the momentum going into that game, except the slight glitch against Crystal Palace. And for Arsenal as well, it's been about 19 years since they won the title. So they have that motivation that they need to go on to win the league title, and they know that if they get one past Manchester United, it feels like it's literally going to be them all the way. I want you guys to put your necks out there and give a prediction. What do you think this game is going to end with?
Manchester United 2-0.
I think it's going to be a slim win for Manchester United. It might not be as high as 2-0, but the two sides might get a goal, maybe 2-1 or 1-0.
So you think both of you think the run of form for Arsenal at home would end? I mean, Arsenal are on about 11 games unbeaten at the Emirates since they lost to Manchester United, I think. No, Brighton rather.
But their nemesis is here, and I think Manchester United is their nemesis.
He knows. He's a
Chelsea fan. It's their nemesis. They find a way to always pick points away from them. They find a way. But this doesn't mean I'm rooting for Manchester United. Manchester United against Ole. We know when they went on that massive run of form, but when the sorrows came, they went on that massive run of sorrows.
Right, secure this win now. Tottenham when we beat Manchester City.
All right, guys.
Let's calm down.
Let's leave Manchester United and Arsenal and go over to the other side of the north, Anfield. I mean, it feels like this game is El Sakiko, as some would call it in quotes. Liverpool against Chelsea.
Chelsea.
And, these two teams have had a run of bad games in recent times. Graham Potter and Jurgen Klopp, they've had successes, relative success with the team, but it feels like in the last few games it's just been bad, especially for Chelsea. Now going into this game, Jurgen Klopp came out to say that it feels like his time at Anfield is not done yet, and for Graham Potter as well, it feels like he has a lot to prove, especially when it comes to the Chelsea team, and the fact that they have a lot of injuries. But there's a lot of boosts. They have Modric, their players are coming back from injury. What do you guys think of this game? What do you make of this game between these two teams?
Liverpool, Chelsea, two clowns playing against each other. What do I say? These guys, let them just play their football. But actually, if I'm to analyze the game here, I see Liverpool winning the game. Actually, I see Liverpool winning the game. Liverpool actually, they are. Let me put it this way, they are ready. They are ready. They even blessed some players the last time, all because of Chelsea. Salah is gonna be in great form. He likes to score Chelsea. Nunes, even if that one misses goals a lot, but I see the quality of players Liverpool actually have currently. I feel like they have better players, like more quality players compared to the Chelsea team. So I see Liverpool winning the game. So Chelsea, they'll just struggle. Probably 1-0, 2-1 Liverpool.
No, I don't see me being able to decide, or anyone thinking, oh, Liverpool would win. In my opinion, there are two struggling sides. There are two sides that they need to cover their eyes in shame in recent time. But I'm not a big fan of Potter, to be very honest. But I feel if he brings out a decent side, a decent lineup, the Liverpool team is very beatable. They are very beatable. Their teams are full of mistakes. Their backline is full of mistakes all over the place. The backline is all over the place. I think the only reliable person in that backline is Robertson. That's the only reliable person in the backline. From Arnold to Konate to Gomez to Matip, they are all full of errors. Alisson at the same time has been making mistakes in recent time as well. And in the midfield, I think there's one problem, and their greatest problem lies in that midfield. Liverpool's greatest problem lies in that midfield. They lack that press, that game press that you always see them have. The strengths the midfield possess is no longer there. Prior to now, they had Robertson, they had Fabinho, Henderson, and Wijnaldum. I think first Wijnaldum, Fabinho, and Henderson, they've lost their glory, in my own opinion, and the absence of Wijnaldum is a big deal. It's a big deal there. And now they are replacing Steele that they had in the midfield with more of creativity, in the likes of Elliott, the likes of Curtis Jones, Thiago. I feel it's not cutting it, in my opinion. That midfield is really not cutting it. Liverpool can easily be bossed in the midfield. You can easily take the midfield away from them. Prior to now, they don't settle in the midfield. The ball doesn't land in the midfield. We are not creative, but you as well will not play in the midfield. But now I think opposite is the case. So it's a funny fixture, and I feel if Potter does his homework well, he can run away with the victory in Anfield. And Anfield is no longer that ground of glory again as it used to be.
Speaking with Potter, I mean, he came out in the last interview to talk about the fact that, or comparing his performances with Chelsea, with Pep Guardiola's first season, Jurgen Klopp's first season, and even Mikel Arteta's first season. Now, do you think this is an excuse for Chelsea to stick with Graham Potter, especially with the run of form that they've had so far?
You don't compare yourself to other people, in my opinion. I think you need to compare yourself with your predecessors in Chelsea, not Pep Guardiola that they are ready to give as much time as possible. No one gives you time in Chelsea, but it's rather unfortunate. Against my own will and against a lot of Chelsea fans will out there, we still have Potter in charge.
Potter, let them just give him time. That's what I would say. Let them give him more time to fail. So I think he signed 5 years now. You cannot just terminate his contract now. He signed 5 years. You use at least 3 years or 2 years before you terminate his contract. Alright, so that's
alright, guys. So let's reel out some of the fixtures for you. In the Premier League, on Saturday, we see Liverpool take on Chelsea, the afternoon kickoff. Bournemouth take on Nottingham Forest by 4 p.m. Leicester City takes on Brighton. West Ham United takes on Everton. Southampton takes on Aston Villa. Crystal Palace takes on Newcastle.
I think West Ham is 19th on the table.
Yeah.
And
on Sunday, we see Leeds take on Brentford, Manchester City take on Wolverhampton Wanderers, Arsenal takes on Manchester United, and on Monday kickoff, we see Fulham take on Tottenham rather. Now let's go to the German Bundesliga. German Bundesliga starts this weekend, and there's the big one between Leipzig and Bayern Munich. Bayern are top of the table with 4 points ahead of Freiburg. What are you expecting from this fixture?
I need to just close my eyes and give it to Bayern Munich.
Bayern
straight up. If you look at the big teams, Bayern against the big teams, they always find a way to wash them off. They might struggle against teams like Freiburg, against Hoffenheim, but not be RB Leipzig time. Not be RB Leipzig time at all.
So fixtures for the Bundesliga on Friday, we see Leipzig take on Bayern by 8:30 p.m. And on Saturday, Eintracht Frankfurt takes on Schalke, Wolfsburg take on Freiburg, Stuttgart takes on Mainz, Union Berlin takes on Hoffenheim, FC Cologne takes on Werder Bremen, and on Sunday we see Borussia Dortmund takes on Wolfsburg and Borussia Mönchengladbach takes on Bayern Leverkusen. Alright, and the last one for today in the Seria, I would see Juventus. I mean, last weekend we saw Juventus being humiliated by Napoli.
Oh God. Allegri, I don't need the
A Victor Osimhen, masterclass, some would say. And it feels like Juventus. I mean, going into that game, we thought Juve having the best defense were going to do a lot more in that game, but they were whitewashed by Napoli. Now, Napoli have only considered, or rather, Juve going into that game considered only 7. But after that game, they considered 12. Now they're playing against Atalanta, who scored 8 goals against Salernitana, and we know Atalanta to score a lot of goals. Yeah, we know Atalanta to score a lot of goals in the Seria. So what do you expect from this game?
I think it's going to be a slim victory for Napoli, and maybe if anybody would take points from Napoli, I think it's this type of team, Atlanta. They are dogged. They are not scared to come out at you, basically.
No, is Napoli Salatiana?
Yeah, Juve, Atalanta.
It's Juve Atlanta.
Yeah.
Juve, they can't chop them, I beg. Juve no be better team.
You think Atalanta is going to win?
I feel so. Atlanta is on great form as well.
Yeah.
They are really not doing bad. And Juve before World Cup were thinking, immediately after the World Cup, when the injured players will be back, Di Maria will be back, Chiesa would also be.
They already got to second now.
Yeah.
They already got to second on the table.
They are not looking nice in my opinion with the embarrassment at Napoli. For me, I still don't know why Allegri is still there. I don't know why he's still there. He's someone that even before they sacked him, he should have just thrown the towel into the ring and say, you know what, I'm not capable. The team is not giving me.
He didn't need Ronaldo.
Yeah, the team is not giving me. The team is not giving me enough resources to do this job, because you can't keep signing free agents and expect you guys to do well. Now, Awuf they run Belel. Awuf.
Alright, if you were to give a prediction for that game, what would you say?
Juventus, Napoli. Juventus, Atalanta. 2-2 draw. You actually see a draw in that game.
That seems like, because Atalanta is a team that play a lot of 2-2s, I guess. Alright, so let's read out the fixtures for the Seria. We'll see Hellas Verona take on Lecce on Saturday by 3 p.m. Salernitana takes on Napoli, Fiorentina takes on Torino, and on Sunday we'll see Sampdoria take on Udinese, Monza take on Sassuolo, Spezia takes on Roma, Juventus takes on Atalanta, and on Monday we'll see Bologna takes on Cremonese, Inter Milan takes on Empoli, and Tuesday we'll see Lazio take on AC Milan. Alright guys, so that's it. That wraps up the fixtures for the weekend. Thank you guys so much for doing this. Please don't forget to drop your comments. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.
Where is your home of sports? Listen, the crazy thing about sports is that there is never a dull moment.
Yes, having uncommon conversations is the in thing here.
Football, tennis,
Formula 1,
UFC, boxing,
athletics,
and many more.
They yeah. If you don't know, they yeah. If you don't know. Now why will they call them goats?
Sports Simplified. That's Sportyfied.
Who be your goats?